laughing, and then I read the Telegram because I put a poll out to say if I should do another live, and the comment was, the answer is duh. It just was funny. But what can I say? Right now, the market, I would say it's exactly what we were expecting a few days ago. Just hold on one sec. Just forward thinking what we thought was setting up now. It's interesting because it's not loading my stuff for me, but I know you guys, there's some of you here. I promised you guys are here. But it will not let me go to my own thing, so I can't see comments. Let's see if I restart this. See, I told you, it's not just you guys. When I try to watch my own stuff, it actually blocks me out from seeing my own content. I know it's there. I'm live. So it should work now. Here we go. So welcome in, everybody. I fancied the title a little bit different because I said XRP won't stop at all-time highs, up 5.7%. Bitcoin explodes to past 116K. And then Ethereum plus 6%. And now Ethereum's at plus almost 7%. But I talked on the earlier live that, one, remember with IOTA, it was down like 2%. And I said this back test is perfect and it's ready to push up to the next layer. And the next we'll see is around 20. Well, now we're heading up there. But we talked about Ethereum getting ready to make a big move. And it was at a perfect spot to buy. If I had more capital, I may have took some kind of long there. But I just don't like Ethereum. But it looked like it was ready to surge, and then it surged like 2 or 3% in 5 minutes. But Bitcoin, when I got off the air, was at 113,500. And I kept saying, like, you know, we have these technical targets, and now if we start looking at the chart, you know, I've been trying to preach for this run. Trading is going to cost you money. The last couple of days, I've been telling my audience, don't sell. Just don't even trade. Just let this play out, because did we get up to basically 118? How high did this end up going? 117 almost. 116.9, 117. We're doing the common retracement right now. But now with Bitcoin doing what it's doing, I mean, I'm not sure we're done yet. I'm telling you, for altcoins, this is huge what Ethereum's doing. We're back over the rising channel resistance. And some people are like, why do you come on so much? I've already done 3 shorts. I've done an update. This is my second live, which means this is my 6th piece of content today. Because I'm passionate about this shit. Not just about the stuff, excuse me. I'm passionate about my craft, what I do. But it's not just that. This time I had a greater intention. I wanted to make sure we were connected by the hip as a community for this move. I've been doing this since 21, March 24th of 2021 for anybody who's new. And I have not missed a single day. I come here every single day. I kid you not. I've done over 5,800 videos. And we pushed over 45,000 subscribers in the last couple of days, which is, I can't even believe I'm saying that. And this time I decided to do like the group trading. I only do 1x. And we got into a series of tokens. I have like, I don't know, it's over $14,000 worth, but we bought them just before this move went up. Like, we bought together as a group. We have XLM. We bought just over 10,000 tokens, like $2,500 worth, when it was at 24.8 cents, somewhere in that range. We bought IOTA when it was, I want to say it was in the 16-cent range, like low 16s, because I had it, then I sold it so we could buy it as a group. And then we bought ADA when it was at just over 60 cents, like low 60s, 604, maybe 603. You can look on my portfolio. I'm not connected to it right now, and I don't want to pause my live on here. And then we got Alchemy Pay, which I'm very happy where we got it. I think it's up about 13% from where we bought it, but I'm so happy we bought that. And now it's up 9.3% today. I told you guys yesterday, we just had to be patient with all of it. And ADA, it's only up 2.5% because this particular one I have, it flips the clock sooner with this chart, which is nice because I can see it a little sooner, but it's weird at the same time. Like if it already flipped the clock, there's only 22 hours and 22 minutes left on this clock. So I don't know what time zone this is, but it's one that's 4 hours ahead apparently. I don't know what's going on. But although it is a little confusing, now that I think about it. Here, let me just get a different ADA chart. It is kind of confusing now that I think about it. Julie, is everything working?
I forgot I needed this piece to make my mouse.
Oh, I didn't know you didn't have that. Oh, here's the chart anyhow. I'm sorry, Julie. Julie, she opened her computer. I bought her because she likes The Sims, but she likes to do her own custom. She does a lot of stuff. She's good at building stuff in and out of real life, even in the fantasy world. But it was my mission to buy her a really nice gaming laptop, and it's got not only the NVIDIA or the GeForce, it's got a nice graphics card, but it's also I got her a nice gaming laptop, and it was, you know, it was it cost what a nice gaming laptop costs. It was, I think it was about just under $1,400 when I got it. But she's really, like, she's had her other one for a while, but she takes really good care of her stuff. So now the kids can use the other one. But I seen there was a few donations and things like that. I'll get to it in Unity like I always do as I go through the comments. I'm just trying to get through my thoughts, and I don't want to see how many people are in here because I blocked that side of my screen now. Although I'll be able to see it in a minute. Okay, so ADA up 8.7 or 8.4%. And see how perfectly this I didn't even have this chart up, but this is what I had looked at before. That's why I thought it was a better time than not to jump on board here when it back tested, because we had already come through here, so it made sense. It made sense, and in the 4 hour time frame where we bought it, it was on confirmation. I felt pretty strong when we got confirmation here right before the move up. Like, we literally bought it, and then it kind of did this, and then... So we'll see what happens. But I welcome everybody in. I thank you for being a loyal part of the audience. I know it's funner on days like today than it's how it's been. But it's just, you know, you go through 4 or 5 months of just getting beaten down, and you wait for that re-entry. Like, you know, I don't like to sell what I have left of XRP. That's on the XRP Healthcare wallet, or XRP Healthcare for that matter. I bought actually another 30,000 plus XRP Healthcare to get to 102,222. But everything else was gone. Like, I hadn't done that before in a long time. And just rebuying it back now, having the 30,000 H bar, and then it doing what it's doing today, up 10% plus. You know, having XLM and it's doing what it's done. Up better than 20-something% the last couple of days. And IOTA finally starting to do what it needs to do. Had a perfect bat. Like, if you want to talk about a tailor-made, and this is something everybody needs to learn, because some people were panicked, but see how it was moving? And then it had this, I mean, when I say overzealous, it had a 73.9 million sell candle. Whoever did that, I just want to go over there and thank them. They artificially even allowed this to move up even faster because there was such a big sell candle. So somebody thought they made the right move, but I can assure you it was a bad move. We didn't even make the golden cross yet. Like, they allowed us to backtest something that would not have yet been backtested, I don't believe. There's got to be a huge move in store here. Like, I believe this is going to play all the way back up. So I said I'm playing these to failure, and if I'm right, we're going to 1x a few of these, maybe more. I think data is in for several X's if we do it right. I also could see XCN running several 100%. And I think XCN finally started to turn it up a little bit, if I'm not mistaken. Up 3.4%. I remember it was down a couple percent, so it's finally starting to rev it up a little bit. Theta's up 7.4%. And in the live earlier, I said we're getting ready to touch 80 cents. And then Data's up 6.4% now, which I'm so happy about. The reason... Oh, no, don't do KYC, Josh. No. You don't need to sign up through KYC. It's no KYC unless you're looking to, like, deposit money through, like, a debit card or something. But yeah, I'll get through the comments. I'm not even close. There's probably so many comments. But please make sure to like this, share, consider joining Tom's Army if you're part of the crowd and you really want to support the program. It helps me fund everything I do because I put my content out for free. Plus, I'm not a bad trader, as some of you know who have joined in just the group. Although I asked you on polls, they were designed around buys that I would know, you know. And you guys seen what happened. So it's been very nice. I'm glad you guys are along for the ride. I want to create abundance, not for myself, but for all of us, which includes me. So I like the abundance for all. Positivity over negativity. We're helpful, not hurtful. We're kind, not rude. We're winners, not victims. You know, in a society with so many people who can't even see straight, think straight, or even do something for themselves without asking somebody else for help, and just do it, we're going to do it. We can ask for help, but we're going to have our fundamental thought, and we're not going to stray. So, good evening. 6:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Thursday, July 10th, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. There's two promises I always made. One, I'll get you in before it goes up. When the big move starts to happen, some kind of big move. And I'll get you out before the big drop. Well, I've done that on so many cycles in a row now that it's kind of makes my head spin. So I think I've built a little bit of a reputation, and this is helping out a little bit, not to pat myself on the back. Or to be big-headed. No, I'm just kidding. I had to do it. But the point is I never buy the bottom, exact bottom, and I never sell the exact top. I always wait for confirmation both ways. And you've seen it before. I sold out 75-80% of my crypto back in late December, early January, maybe mid-January, when we started to get the retest too. And I waited. I didn't get the exact bottom here. I said, I'm not worried about getting the bottom 5 or whatever, 10%. I wanted confirmation. We got that. Now look what's already happened in the last like 4 days. But it took me a while to get confirmation. Sure, we had some swing trades and things like that. But I don't like the swing trade. And I think a lot of you found out why. Sure, we had some good days. But a lot of us, with maybe a little less experience, you know, kind of got caught and kicked in the balls. So I don't want to do that. That's why I like to kind of wait and not worry about the swing trade game. And when everybody's shorting and longing and shorting and longing, what I like to do is sit back. And I like to wait for that exact moment to strike before we start to have a big move. Wouldn't you agree? Like when we were at 107,000 on Bitcoin on Monday, and I said, listen, guys, everybody's thinking we're just going to drop here. And I gave all the reasons why I thought we were going to go up. And it made perfect sense. And I said, what we're going to end up doing is saying, oh, now we're at 108 and 109. Then it's going to fill out the target to 113.6. Earlier today, I even told the Telegram when Bitcoin was at like 130, what was it? 111 or 110. I said, guys, Bitcoin's fine until 113.6. And then until once, probably high, you know, and we gave the numbers higher. But it was like, you have to have that calm because right now, it's not a trader's game. I said it earlier. I said it yesterday. I've been saying it the last 3 days. Don't do anything. Just buy your position because it hadn't happened yet. None of this happened yet. And I said, just let it sit. And I keep talking about the theta position for a reason because I bought that. And it's like, sure, it's tempting to sell it. The thing's up 100 and something percent. But the move's not done. Like I'm looking at, this is a big test for me personally. There's like 40-something thousand dollars of the audience's money that's actually in the copy trades. Yes, we're doing great. You guys are up almost $5,000. So that's good. But that's a lot of money and a lot of weight. But at the same time, I think we did it at this time for a reason. These weekly engulfing moves to the top side are nothing short of spectacular. The monthly is going to start putting in. And for theta, it's been so long that if it wants to put in this proper candle, we still got a lot of room. That's the thing. We got a lot of room here. Like, my jaw's going to hit the floor if this does what it needs to do. It really is. And, you know, we had pullbacks earlier today. You've seen theta was down a few percent. And I think a couple ended up going down. Like, IOTA was down 2.7 or 3% at one point. XCN was down getting closer to 2.5% on the day. But now they're starting to do that rotational reversal. And now look what's happening. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Bitcoin dominance can drop while Bitcoin's surging. Today it's down 0.15%. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it actually is because look what it did. It's starting to pull down on the monthly. We're so close here now to having this drop out. And maybe let's say all coins have a 20-30% collective move on average, and Bitcoin only goes up 12% or 10%. That's a big move down on Bitcoin dominance. It's a big move. We're starting, guys. This is the start. And are we in quicksand? Maybe. But sometimes the quicksand doesn't have to go to full bottom. That's what I always try to say. Like, we've been in quicksand. It was a matter of would the floor drop out completely. Fortunately for us, no. Just like in the bear market, it didn't fall out to the bottom line. But once it was ready to jump on ship, it doesn't matter if it's gone to the bottom. We've already sank enough. The point I was trying to make the last couple of months, while still saying we have to be vigilant to see if this actually plays through deeper, is the fact we're already down 60, 70, 80% in so many assets since the high in December. Or January, I should say, or February on some. We've already been in quicksand. That's what everybody's forgetting. I got out of the way 60% ago, 70% ago, 80% ago on some. Remember when I sold H-bar, it was well over 30. Well, maybe not well, but it was over 30 cents. I haven't talked about buying H-bar until I finally did it 2 days ago. And I told the community, like, I bought H-bar. And then it's like, I bought this, and I bought that. I bought 30,000 plus H-bar. I think it was at 14 cents. I haven't thought about buying H-bar in 6 months almost. There's a reason why I did it, and I always tell people, when I do it, you're going to be the first to know, and I promise you, we'll get out before it falls completely, and we'll get back in before the big rally. And like all you can do, we timed it perfect for this one. Like, I mean, when I say perfect, we didn't have to wait. The only question was, were we about to miss it? Because we had to make that momentary decision. That's why I'm like, we're going to do the group trading. I'm only doing 1x. I don't care about what everybody says about 3, 5, 30. I don't give a fuck. We're doing 1x spot together. We have to do it in the futures because that's the only way they do it. But this is the way it's going to be. And then everybody's asking me about the short-term targets. Well, right now I'm not worried about a short-term target. I'm worried to see if this pans out. If it pans out, we got 265 for XRP will be our next big decision point. If it pans out for XLM, we'll see what happens. But for Bitcoin, I'm comfortable because we haven't filled out this next move at 118. Excuse me. But with that bull flag, oh, buddy, I'm telling you, I told you this was a bullish consolidation pattern. These are not rising wedges. These are ascending triangle patterns. These are bullish continuations. Once it made that last tug to confirm that on that support struggle, the support hit right here, and it didn't have to break to 91, that's where we're like, oh my God. If it holds this, we are in business, and it's going to be a big move, and that's when we pointed to 143. And then it held it, and then we're like, oh my God. And now it's moving up, and we're like, oh my God. Like, I was talking to Julie and her mom. I ordered pizza today. Fantastic pizza, by the way. And I never order good pizza because there's not many good around me. And I'm so damn picky. It's got to be kind of like New York style. I love that. But I found an Italian place, fresh. Oh my God, it's so good. It tastes like I was eating at my Italian family's house when I was younger. It was so good. Like oh my God. Anyhow, I digress. But now we're sitting here and it's like, okay, now I understand everybody's going to say, oh my God, where are we selling? No. We waited so long, 60, 70, 80% to get back in. Why are you always thinking about selling the god darn farm? Why is everybody so eager to get back into the fiat? I'm doing all this to stay as far away from fiat if I can. I've got my precious metals. I've got mining stocks. I've got emerging market, mutual funds. I've got crypto. I don't want to be in the US dollar as much as I don't have to. That's the truth. Like, I'm trying to get as far away from it as I can. And if I can make money through crypto, and at least when I get back in it, I have more of it. Like right now, the US dollar is sitting at a measly 97.578. Well, the money that we had in HBAR today increased by 11%. The US dollar increased by 0.11%. We gained, if we sell HBAR today, 10% or 11% on our money. You know, but I'm not selling HBAR. I'm just saying. Remember what I said about DGB? I would have it if it was on Bitunix, because I had a bad experience with the Bitunix or the Digibyte actual wallet, its own wallet. I can't trust it on their wallet, so I'm not gonna own Digibyte until it's on Bitunix. But I said I have faith that I'll have other things that'll move more. You know, or at least as much, and that's panned out and then some. So it's been been an unbelievable ride, that's for sure. I'm just glad that this time around I figured out how to do it properly and not care what everybody said about positions in a good way. I mean, I love your input. But as far as like once I open a position, like you guys have the ability to close it anytime you want. So that's what I like. And then you can move on, you know, and you can try to figure it out next. Now the only thing is that everybody's waiting for me to open the next position. Remember what I always say, I don't open positions during the rally itself. So the only way I would open another position, which I'm not going to because I used my capital that I wanted to, is that I would have to find something that is seriously that I want, that I've been watching, that I'm like, oh my God, I forgot about this. But we covered the basis here. The couple that I thought today were in positional play was XCN, which is the one I bought. And then Data I thought earlier was in a good spot. So I still, there's a lot of them, you know, that you could take a shot on. But it's just the ones that I really want. Like even I have those through Julie. She's got almost 11,000 tokens, and she's been sitting on them for a long time. So she's doing well. It's up to over $2,000 for her now. So I've got exposure through a lot of this market, and it's fun to watch it when it's like this. I can't tell you how fun it is. That's why everybody, I'm willing to come here every day, rain or shine, 6 months in a row down. Because guess what happens? When you come here every day, you can feel when something changes. Like that. Like, I can't remember the last time I wanted to buy Algo, and then all of a sudden, 3 days ago, I buy it at... Shit, I don't even remember. Fuck, I need to go through my stuff. I wish I had it on here. Guys, I'm going to have to pause you. It's not that I don't trust you, but when I'm logged into Bitunix, I can't have you seeing all my stuff. So I apologize. I hope you're still here after. It'll take me like a minute. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I know 18 people left. I apologize. I apologize. Let's see. Do I have to sign up for Bitunix? I mean, I don't. I didn't do any kind of ID verification. I didn't do any kind of KYC, so I'm using the Bitunix Pro because that's what's in the App Store now. I'm not using that on my phone because I don't have. That's not what was downloaded. I was able to do it through an APK or whatever. But I don't know, anything with verification I didn't do. You guys are allowed to cash in whatever you want, my friends. That's what I'm saying. You guys don't have to ride it as long as I am. I play the market. I'm looking at these for the long term right now until it tells me otherwise. I told you this money in crypto, it's like I already lost it, so that it's not, so I don't play back and forth with it. Living Rich is welcome in. Tom, good evening. Frankie Fresh, welcome. Thanks for being in town for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor. Says thanks for doing another live, buddy. Was unable to catch the early one, and I'm loving this feeling of the upswing. Yes, sir. I'm glad you're here too. And tell your significant other I said hello as well. She's got to be feeling good right now too. Let's see. Ben B, welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's number for over 6 months with the XP Predictor. Tom N, welcome in. I have 4,000 on the side. Was thinking about buying those. Well, Julie has those, but right now, um, right now, it's hard because we've already run up some. So, well, this is what always ends up happening. Once it starts moving, we still are speculating, but we'll get through some stuff here. I don't deposit any money on Bitunix through my bank account. It's through another exchange and or wallet. I've never sent any money through a bank account or entity straight to Bitunix if it didn't come from like crypto.com, because I can send money from my debit card or whatever, a couple of thousand a month if I had to, but I send it from elsewhere to get the Bitunix. I never did KYC there either. That's why I like it. And I don't need a VPN. And it's so cheap. UK Phil and Mosley here. Welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So Bad. Yes, the live session. You are welcome for the extra one, Mo. Appreciate you saying thank you. Tanya, welcome in, love, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge. And I know you were excited when I bought back into H-Bar a couple days ago, and 30,000 this time instead of 20,000, so I invested bigger. It's like $3,200 when I bought it worth. Maybe it was a little bit higher. Maybe it was 15 cents. I don't remember, but it was a couple days ago. So I'm very happy about that. I always told everybody, I'll be in H-Bar when it's the right time, I promise. I know there's big things, and if it's actually the uptick right now, we won't know yet, but this is a big one. Remember, we've had like 6 months of consolidation here. So if this is finally the time, that's why I keep saying, Lord have mercy, and Bitcoin's teaching us a lot right now. And Ethereum's, I told you, is heading towards the golden pocket at 3,156 or whatever it is. I've been comfortable this whole ride. If I swayed one time, I think this is the best I've ever done in terms of just being direct. Not, oh, it could go here or there. No, we're going here. I don't know how it gets there, how much we're going to have to consolidate, but I know that's where we're going, and that's what I'm trying to project here. There's no buying and selling. You're either riding this or you're not. You don't want to make lateral moves. When I say I'm buying something, it's with other money. And notice I haven't bought anything besides, and it was earlier this morning, but it was when XCN was down, and it was when, and it wasn't negative, it was just, well, maybe it was a little negative, but it wasn't down as far as it could go. I bought a little bit, and then I bought a little bit more when it went farther down. And then I thought, I still thought data was a good buy this morning. It was only up like 1.6% this morning. But I had already bought it the night before. But I kept saying, like, I think this is actually, and it's still in a good spot. A lot of them are. IOTA's the one, if I didn't buy, I would have bought it right there when it made that back test. And you might not have got the bottom, but you got it right where the 4-hourly golden cross met when it back tested. That's where I would have bought it if I wasn't in. And it's up like 7.5% from just there. Those are what dreams are made of. If I would have had enough free capital, I would have took out something bigger there too. But I told you I got a lot of capital tied up. Let's see. Cowabunga, welcome in. Hopefully you're doing well. Stephen G and Joseph Euler, good evening, and thanks for being in Town Zone for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor. Meatball, good evening. How long have we been on? How can it be at 6:33 and it's 7 o'clock? I'm 27 minutes behind. Jesus, Lord. Trading with J-Ride, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge and sending a $10 super chat. Awesome, my friend. Thank you for paying it forward. It says, I just finished your other live on this 12-hour workday. Keep the lives coming, laugh. Oh, I'm glad that you're still, you're in tune with this live after the last one. I'm working 12 hours. You know, I may not have been at a cubicle, but man, has it been a long, it's been some grinds here, just trying to, because I've got to watch this. I told you, doing these lives keeps me so in tune. When I used to do it by myself before I started YouTube, I could do it, but you know, you get bored a little bit. I want to talk about stuff, but then who's going to hear me? And now doing these lives, I hear myself talk about it, I'll watch it, I see the shorts. You know, I really have fallen in love with going to the gym and doing the short on the way to the gym. And then just doing the update when I get home instead of doing the update first and then the short at noon. I think it's better the way I do it now. And I don't know, there's just some stuff that has fallen in line and it's helping me stay ahead of the charts in a different kind of way. Like now I've got the micro through the short videos and we can look at the macro and the lives and the micro, but we can look the medium to micro usually in the update. So it's like all day you're getting it from different angles. And we'll go through this. I got to stop talking. I've got to get through these comments so we can get through more of the charts because it's already been a half hour. Lord have mercy. Crypto Cooter, welcome in and thanks for being in town under 3+ months with the XRP Meteor, along with Tango. Crypto Cooter says, wow, 116,000 Bitcoin and more time. What a day. I know. Unbelievable. And right now, it's crazy. I thought when it back tested, it was going to, let's see where we could hit. It's not just the weekly, though. These monthlies are looking extraordinarily good. Look at that daily volume. Some are like, hey, we haven't got confirmation with volume. Hey, we might not have that massive volume from before, but for the volume we're getting in, it's increasing by day, and that's what we need. It might not be the biggest of volume, but there's still some volume there. So far, so good. So far, so good. John Bugathorpe, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year at the I Told You So badge. John Patak, thank you so much for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon badge, and also the $4.99 donation or super chat. I certainly can see it. I'm just behind by 29 minutes from your comment. Oof. Ooh. We'll try to do better than that next time. Lee, welcome in. How long do you think this run lasts? Only Jesus himself knows. Addict. Been here since day one. Got that coin you bought for me on my nightstand. You're one of the OGs from the beginning. Only... That was anybody who had sent a donation through a super chat. Because I made partner in like 2.5 weeks, but then it took like 6 or 8 weeks before they would let you have like your paid subscribers and stuff. But anybody in the beginning, before I had like the paid subscribers who had sent a donation, I sent out a token. I'll never forget. I still have a token for somebody, but I can't find their address, and I never seen an email from them. Hopefully one day I will. They have to eventually watch this. Jamie Nelson, thank you for the 3 months plus in Tom's Army. Let's see. Yeah, Crypto Cooter was at 60 cents. Yep. 60 cents for 88. It might have been at like 60.3 or 60.2 or 4 or whatever. But it was close to 60 cents, the middle. So yeah, that was a decent buy. A good buy. It was on the inverse right arm. AMP, yeah, AMP's one I talked about earlier too. That it looked like if I had capital, I would buy it. Because it looks like it's a guaranteed move, and I can't say anything guaranteed. I'm not a financial advisor, so what the hell do I really know? You'll probably have a guaranteed loss listening to me, yada, 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 so on and so forth. This is what we have to say, yada, yada, yada. So, probably is, 4222. So I'm pretty sure that the angels are aligning with us that we're going to go there. But that's where I thought it was going to go. So if I had money, if I had extra money, I'd put it in there. But for the group stuff we've been talking about, oh wow, this is up like $2,000 from my last live. Holy. Let's see. I've got so many different sections. Oh yeah, I talked about the Theta trade. And that would be, oh, it looks different than my phone. Let's go to futures. Yeah, the Theta trade's doing pretty good, up 151%. And now the XCN one, it was up like 2% when we were on last time. But it's just a matter of time before those start breaking up. I have, where's the group? The group trades right now. And if you're expecting me to open one, I'm not opening anything right now. So even if you join, you'll just be waiting for the next time. And I don't know when that's going to be, months. I don't know when the next time that's going to happen. But the group's up $5,400 right now, which is awesome. I'm up 1,700 plus. And then these are the open trades right now. Up 287 or 11.4% on ADA. About $24.99 on that investment. We opened it at 60.77. IOTA, we opened it as a group at 16.53. It's up 10.28%. Alchemy Pay, we opened up at 1.9037 cents. Great buy. It's up 12.88%. And then XLM, we opened at 24.673 cents. It's up 23%. So as a group, we're doing great. We're doing fine. But you can't just follow by going to Bitunix and typing in my name. You got to follow through my link. So there's also that for precautionary reasons. But yeah, everything's doing, I would say, pretty good from a standpoint of what we were thinking was going to happen here. You know, and I tried to involve as many of us as I could. That was my mission. So, but AMP is doing fine. Just and how some people think that XRP could go below $2 again. It did a few times. Why it still can go below $2. You know, but don't before the chickens come home to roost. But it can happen. It can happen, believe me. But we haven't cleared the woods yet. We're not even past the 265 pivot point. Do I think we're gonna clear it this time? Oh, more than likely. But we haven't gotten there yet. So just do it with the calm head and the mindset of I'm humbled enough to know that we have to take this in stride. So one day at a time, one move at a time, one correction at a time. But right now we're absolutely breaking out of the inverse right shoulder. And when that happens, you don't have to go 15% up, 9% back every time. We've already done this for 6 months in this area for a reason. There's going to be a point where we can go 1-2x right in a row. I'm dead serious. That's what's going to end up happening with some of these, and we're getting there right now. We just haven't had that 50% day on a lot of them, but it's coming. Cowabunga says, you have taught me so much over the last 2 years. You inspired me on starting my own channel. Oh, no shit. Cowabunga, if you're still watching, I've seen you in here almost every night now, so I feel like I know you. Put your channel link in here. I would love to follow it. If anything, I can click on it for a second and then have it pulled up at least on my touchscreen that I have next to me. I know some of you don't know what I'm talking about, but this is from all of you. Listen, I have this and I don't have to bother you with my screen because of all of you that have either sent a super chat or are part of Tom's Army, but I won't be able to talk, but this is what I have. I'll show you. Let me turn this. I'll move my desk real quick. And then I'm going to put my camera. This is because of all of you. So, that's what I get to see. So, you know, because of all of you, I get to have a touchscreen like that. It's 32 inches. It's right to the side of me. Julie bought me a desk that literally, it's got 3 drawers. It's got a bar that pulls out to turn it into like an office desk. But then when you're done, you fold it back and it's just like this wide. And I put it between my TV and the wall. But when I pull this out, so you guys have allowed me to be not just more professional, but a lot more on point when I'm doing this. It flows a lot better and it makes me feel a lot better and it makes me want to do more and more. John Mastriani, thank you so much for joining Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. And I know it's your first month because that's my face superimposed on there. I know it's so small, but that is my face on there. And you just made me the happiest person in the world today. Thank you, thank you, thank you so very much. Adam Reynolds, well, thank you so much for tuning in and being part of Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XP Predictor. At that time, somebody said 125 people, only 41 likes. Fortunately, we have 142 and 98 likes now, so we're only 2 away from 100. Doing a much better job. Jennifer Kupiak, welcome in. I hope the animals are doing good. Hope you've been blessed, and I'm hoping you're feeling a little bit better seeing your portfolio swelling a little bit right now. I know you're happy right now. Me too, Crypto Cooter, because I've been wanting, remember I talked about bearing my gripe with Charles Hawkinson because he kind of put us under the rug back in 21. I know some of you know what I'm talking about who are in the community. What he did to the XRP, but he did what he had to do, I suppose. But I started to think about it, and I was seriously thinking about it for like 2 days. And when you guys started talking about it in the live, I'm like, you know what? That's when I sold the data that I had, bought $2,500 worth, and then I used my free capital after, and data had dropped. So I'm like, it's going to drop more. I waited for the drop to end for the correction, and then I bought back $4,000 approximately of data. So I upped my buy. But I wanted to use capital and buy ADA, and we ended up buying like 4,400 tokens, $2,500 worth approximately. And I'm so glad we did. I wanted exposure to it, and I don't need 10,000 tokens of ADA where it was at. But having 2,500 bucks, I'm so happy. Because let's just say it does go to, let's say it goes to $2 again. You know, from 60 cents, you're talking about that 2,500 bucks is going to be getting near $9,000, $10,000, probably over. I don't know. I think it was a good investment. And what if it does get to that $10, $15 range, and now you start talking about a $2,500 investment start going berserk? So I'm not just glad we have them. I'm glad we have them as a group. Well, some of you will be in them, some of you won't. A lot of people are going to sell out already, and I get it. Trust me. When I seen the group was up over $5,000, I'm like, well, somebody's selling. They got to. Yeah, see, I don't sign up for KYC on it. For everybody asking about that. 1970 legend, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP predictor. He's the reigning defending national champion. He thinks he's so cool. Michigan finally wins it in 23, and what do I get to enjoy it for a whole fucking 10 months before these cocksuckers win it again? But hey, you gotta beat them to be the. Oh, wait a minute, you don't have to beat them to be the champions, because we beat them and they still won the championship. Oh, these sons of bitches! They figured out the loophole. It's almost as if they did it on purpose so they didn't have to play in the Big Ten championship against Oregon, because they knew they were going to beat them the second time around. I'm telling you, that's the conspiracy. They lost to us on purpose. There's no other reasoning. We just sucked last year. And they didn't want to play Oregon in the Big Ten championship. Knew they were still going to get in and knew they were going to whoop Oregon's ass the next time they played them. And then they didn't want to take the chance the third time that Oregon was going to come out and beat them. That's what I think happened. That's my conspiracy. They lost to us on purpose, and I'm all for it. That's what I'm going with. They lost to us on purpose. It's the only logical explanation. We were out there with the guy with no arms and legs at quarterback, legitimately, and we won. I mean, he had arms and legs, but he certainly didn't know how to use them. Nah, that's too much. The guy just had a bad year, bad career. He still beat Ohio State, or did he? George Athanasiou, welcome in. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XP Predictor. Richard Tango by USD. Oh, you guys are talking. Thank you very much. The Cannabis Podcast, thank you so much for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months, along with Frankie Fresh, which I already said hi to, and Tango. I'm glad you guys are helping out. Josh Jolly, thank you so much for the $10 donation. Wow, I got a few donations here. This is incredible. I wasn't expecting any of these. Thank you so much. You guys are making me blush. Legitimately. You can't see. Well, I mean, I guess you could see it here. Yeah, see, I guess you could say I'm blushing. Lon S, welcome in. I finally missed it. I missed 47 cents to $2, but not this one. Beautiful. And there's so many options that we have. There's so many different options that were good options. And I'm glad you guys are allowing me to go through the comments, and most of you are staying because, actually, I'm not really sure. I accidentally peeked and I seen 154, but I want to say hi to everybody. It's my thing. Nick, welcome in. We about to be rich. Not in one straight motion, but we've become more wealthy as the 4.5 years have gone on here. I can tell you that much. And the fact that I can do this with crypto and I have like $56,000 in mining stocks too is the dream. And then having my precious metals for my store, that's my dream. And I'm living it right now. I'm not a millionaire yet, but my house is paid for and I've got some assets that are starting to pile up, so we'll get there soon. We'll get there soon. But yeah, it's all a sense of perspective, but we'll all be rich in our own little way. Aurelie, welcome in. Well, hello, everyone. We're going for all-time high lives with Tom today. Nah. The only problem is to get to an all-time high viewership, we're going to have to do something extraordinary. We got over 600 viewers in a live a couple times, so it's going to take something. It's going to take something extraordinary. But we're doing pretty good, honestly. Even when we didn't have a lot of people, or a lot of movement, we were still getting over 100 people. So I'm doing a second live today, 152 people in here right now. It's more than I could have ever asked for. Like, if it stays like this forever, and I have this many people watching me in the lives, I'm telling you, I'd come here every single day with this much passion. And we've already done a great job. John, I don't know if there's going to be $1.50. There was never no guarantee there. It was if we played out to the fair value gap. The closest we got was $1.62. So if that's the closest we got within a very small margin. So if that's the closest we could do, that's the closest we do. You know, just like sub 20 cents, we didn't get there, but we got to 28.5 cents. It's the best we could do. And then we had to accept the fact that it's time to rally. Right now, it's that fact again. Like, it could be that time. Big time. If you already did a KYC on Bitunix, I mean, you can use Bitunix doing the KYC. It doesn't much matter if you delete it and redo it. You've already given up that information. So every trade you make is now tracked. So, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. And they don't report to the IRS for the USA. You would have to self-report anyhow. But it's just your information's on file for bank purposes. So no, you don't technically need to delete it, but if you don't want it to be tracked, I would probably have one that, hey, you signed up with your account, right? But you never decided to use Bitunix, and now you got a burner account, right? I would still use probably the one without all of your information if you're trying to, you know. But yeah, you can transfer for any exchange there for sure. But this isn't financial advice. I'm a dumbass. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just some asshole with one eye. I have two eyes, but I can only see out of one legitimately. That's trying to, you know, advance what I do here with all of you. Dan, welcome in. You are welcome, my friend. Jacob, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Zone for your second month with the Dusty Autos Crypto News. Says, very grateful for your commitment. So glad I found you. I'm so glad you found me as well. With each one of you who are more positive, my aura grows. I feed off of positivity and commitment. I really do. I feed off of people who are very committed and they're dedicated and positive. Joe Dirt is in the house too. I can't believe it. We really are famous. It is going to be interesting to see how long this lasts. It really is. I think we're going to finish off at least. The good news is we should at least finish off the technical target out of the initial cup and handle on Bitcoin to 122K. I knew this one was going to turn into not so much on the charts, but kind of talking back and forth with all of you. And Syrian, by the way, I've seen your comments a few times. Thank you for being a very trusted mod, and I can't believe you've been in Tom's Army for over 1 year now with the I Told You So Bad. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Thank you so much for that commitment. Tom N says, I cashed in some XRP profits a few months ago, so I have 4,000 sat in the exchange. I was thinking I may as well put it in something. What would you recommend now? Oh, you really grabbing by the balls there, Tom, huh? You know, I know we share the same name, but no cup in my balls here, friend. Like, that's a real personal question. What you would ask. I'm just kidding. It's tough, man. You guys asked me today. It's tough. Look at data now. 10%, baby. I'm telling you, I feel it in my gut that this son of a bitch is going to move like MXC and ZBEC did in some of those moves. I'm telling you, I can feel it in my loins. I told you before I was going to be up its ass when I was about to move, and I am up its ass. I had $4,000 investment. Thought it was a pretty good amount to throw towards it. Oh, man. If it does what I think it can do, my God. I keep saying it, but this could be a big moment for our community here. We've already had several. This could be one of those giganto moments because we're all doing it together. What would I buy? I have no idea. Let me see where Velo's at. Because everything, they're all going to make, look at, we rounded these perfectly. The way we were rounding this, like perfectly. And I haven't talked about VELO in a while. But these are the projections. We circled it. We talked about how it could round out, and I put it a couple times. I mean, you have to make that decision. I wish you would have asked me that yesterday, but like VELO is going to move more. All of these, excuse me, are going to move. The question is, the problem is when you ask when the moves are already happening, like right now XCN is very undervalued. So I wish you would have asked earlier, but still, for where everything else is at, XCN is painfully undervalued. It hasn't even made that push out through the 4-hour time frame, like making the golden cross. So this one is way behind. However, I feel a lot more comfortable buying it earlier when it was down like 0.5% or 1% than buying it when it's up 4.3. And only because, what if it goes back down and it's only up 2.5%, but now you're buying it down 1.8? Are you getting ready to sell? You know, that's the problem right now. I wouldn't probably do shit right now. I'd probably wait until after the 8 o'clock flip and see what happens. See if we get some kind of healthy correction of, you know, maybe even 2%. But I don't know. It's tough right now to ask that question because we very well could just keep ripping it here. And that's the truth. Let's see where Dag's at. Even DAG's up 7%. Remember we were going to buy that, but we can't buy it on Bitunix. Axelar was one of mine that I would have had as a choice, but we couldn't buy it in the future. So, but XRP Healthcare, yeah, I wouldn't advise that only because it's so hard to buy. And even if you buy it on Albank, it's going to take you an hour just to buy it. Otherwise, you're going to have to pay more than it's worth. No, I don't have PTSD about crypto. Everybody has post-traumatic stress disorder. You know what I have? I have such euphoria when it comes to crypto. And yeah, 99% of my content I do, crypto is going down. There's no doubt about it. But for that 1 fucking percent, and the fact we don't ride it down, we make so much money during that 1% of the time that it's fun that I can sit back for 99% of the time and kick my feet up, even though I don't. Because otherwise I can't capitalize on that 1% of the time. Do you know how many people have gone bankrupt on these moves down? And what are we sitting here going, hallelujah, that's the blood, liquidity, we need it to get rich. But those people are saying, I hate crypto, it's manipulated, I need the government, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not how it works. You know, you don't want the government. Anyhow, I didn't pass on Filecoin. I just, let's just put it this way. I only have so many funds, folks. I only have so many funds to go around that I'm comfortable with in crypto. And all those funds that I'm comfortable with have gone around. And they have gone to asset heaven. So I have no more money to throw at any other thing. Let's just put it that way. Unless I sell some of my positions, which I'm not willing to do. XRP Healthcare, I decided to throw a few $1,000s more at it. So that took some money off the table. There is no doubt about that. But XRP Healthcare, I believe, is going to be big bear. And when it's giving me chances under 5 cents. And yes, I know I bought it at 1.7 and 2 cents and 2.2, but legitimately, we got to the lowest areas we've been in a very long time. And I think we're getting very close to a breakout, like a significant one. So, how about ZBAC dropped 11%? I don't know. Honestly, ZBAC is so up and down that that's a difficult one. Because ZBAC never technically hit my technical target. So, for all I know, it could drop all the way through. But no. It's tough. I don't know. ZBAC's way too emotional for me. You know, I would rather be in ZBAC, you know, as close to 216 as I could be. And you could have got in very close at 232. I don't know with ZBAC. It's probably will bounce out of here, and this will be the start of something even bigger. But I don't know. I'm not going to advise anybody to just go buy it because it's down 12%. You know? So, ZBAC is, it's definitely a very interesting little one. But, you know, it's nice to see Quan up to 114. Let's see. Oh, I love being together on this ride, too. No, DGB's not dead. I've said it a million times. I would have bought it on this ride back up because I had it in the DGB wallet, a rather large amount. But once the wallet went offline and it showed that I had no assets, and then it took me like 2 days to get them back to talk to their tech and everything, I decided I'm not going to hold this unless it's on Bitunix. The hell with this. So I went elsewhere. And I said before this run up a couple days ago, I would be in DGB right now. And it's up 6.2%. So it's not dead by a long shot. I just don't want to buy it and not be able to put it in its own damn wallet. That, to me, it rubs me the wrong way. Let's see. Hey, George, welcome in, and thanks for being in Town Summer for over 6 months with the XP Predictor. I'm trying to catch up because I know we're getting towards the end. I need to go talk to Julie because our son fell asleep, and I want to make sure Julie's good. You tried to copy my trades, but it says it's limited to partners trades only. Why would it say partners? It should have just said links. Let me look at something real quick. Unless it put the partners thing on, I can look at this real quick. Let's see. Only exclusive to partners referrals. Let me ask you a question. Did you click on the link that I shared, or did you just type it in? That's probably why. There's a link in my video description below and or pinned comments of this live, maybe? I don't know. I guess not. Because I don't want people to spam it. So I make it to where you have to click the link to use it. Because I've had it before when I did things. And because I didn't have exclusive to my link, they spliced it, and then they were able to have a spam, have spammers in there, and it just fucked it all up. So I would suggest just go to my homepage and follow me through my Bitunix link. Actually, you know what? I'll make this easier. For anybody who wants to follow it, I'll just create a link through here, through the copy trading thing. And then I'll just share it in my live before I leave. But I don't like to talk about this. Like, I really don't like to talk about this a lot. It keeps getting brought up in here. And I knew it would. But I try to save this for the Telegram, truth be told. And the Telegram's free. You just can't be a dick or I'll kick you out. And the Telegram's free. Oops. Alright, so if you want that, click here. If you want to be a part of that, you have to click here. And I'm keeping it private for a reason, because I don't want some scumbag joining and ruining what I'm doing, period. I already have enough people splicing who I am. I don't need more people. This looks fantastic, Tom. We are so thankful. Thank you so much, George. I really appreciate the $1.99 donation, and also being in Tom's Zone for over 6 months with the XP Predictor, along with Jacoby. Joey McCaffrey, thank you so much for the $5 donation. Try it now. Well, try to click on that link and then do it, Joey, that I just shared. If it's saying because you're not part of the partners team, that's because you didn't click on it through my link and you probably just typed my name. I can't do it that way. Otherwise, I don't know how to explain it. Hackers and scammers. So, it is what it is. Haha, mine was in March. Oh, you guys are talking. Ken, thank you so much for returning to Tom's Army. And I know it's your 3rd month plus with the XRP Meteor and not just your 1st month. So welcome back, my friend. Zachary, welcome in. Have no fear, Zach is here. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Sorry, I'm trying to... Eric in Ohio is here. JB, welcome in. Chris Orr. Crypto adoption coming. Tom, you think SNEK Cardano's meme will... I don't know, but I would imagine anything on Cardano's blockchain is probably going to have its day soon. I'm going to have to look into that. What was that? SNEK. Interesting. Interesting. SNEK. Poppy Lou, thank you so much for the $5 donation and also being in Tom's Arm for your 2nd month with the Dusty's Autos Crypto News. I'm at work most of the time when I'm listening to, so never that active. I just listen while flipping pizzas. I wish I could try one of your pizzas. You're building wealth, my friend. You got to have an income to be able to put it to use. It's just the ones who are more wealthy understand how to invest better, and we're trying to make a name for ourselves now, aren't we, as a community? So thank you so much, 1970 Legend, for the $9.99 donation. Also being in Tom's Arm for over 6 months with the XP Predictor. And being a national champion right now with the Ohio State Buckeyes. He said you should look at NAC. I used to know about NAK and the stock. You'll like it. It's right up your alley. Don't say I never gave you anything. I believe I know that stock. I feel like I used to trade it. I'll have to look it back up. We will see. I'll report back to you on my next live. Texas Papa IVO, thank you so much for joining Tom's Army and being in your 1st month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens, and that is my face superimposed on there. How awesome is that? Thank you so much for that, my friend. You guys have made me the happiest person in the world today. You really have. Maria says, July showers indeed. John says, I don't mean to belabor the point, but the idea of a short rally interrupting a pull down to FEG was pretty prominent, so trying to gauge if that's gone or it's still... It's not that it was pretty prominent, I just kept talking about it. Until we break out of the inverse head and shoulders, we have to deal with that. And We had an inverse head and shoulders set up with that gap, so it was what was going to play out. It's not that it was prominent, it was just that I was talking about it until we broke out. And then once we got the validation on the right, it's not that it can't happen, but at this point, in the short term, it's more unlikely. It's more unlikely. Maybe we won't fill that gap until the rally ends, and then maybe we come back down. I don't know. But it's not that it was prominent. It was just that I was making more of a point of it because we were on the last step. When we went down to $1.92, we were literally on the cliff, hanging off a fucking cliff. If we would have lost that support, we were going down there. That was the point. But we held it. We held the back test on the pattern breakout, got back over the uptrend. That's all we needed to do. That was a successful back test of an inverse head and shoulders. And for that, we got confirmation. We bought in. And now, what we have to see is if it can hold, if we can continue the rally. So it's not that you're belittling the point. I do appreciate the $10 donation being Tom's Army for over 1 year. But it's not, it can't be completely dismissed that we do go down there. No, absolutely not. Is there any way to know if we're going to go up and then just fall and this is artificial? Not really. The one thing we know is we don't have that volume like we had back in 21 and 23 or 4 in the beginning. But every segment has its own move. So if we're going to get that significant surge, we don't know. We don't know if this is just back testing some of these moves for the altcoins from the drops earlier. But if these inverse head and shoulders are playing out, we've got a lot of room left. That's the whole point. There's going to be up and down, left and right, side to side, do the shuffle and slide. But it's impossible to know. I'm just looking for these golden crosses and further on to play out. And then when we get to the daily time frame, we start getting up to the 200-day, then we'll start to actually take a serious look again. Because what we're going to have to do is, and XRP is different. See how it's already way up here? When you go to most of the, that's why I keep saying XRP is different than the rest. It's in such a different spot. Like right now, XLM got to the daily, broke out in an engulfing candle. That doesn't look to me to be anywhere near being done. DGB is coming up closer, so we'll see how it reacts to 9.1 cents. You know, XDC is already way engulfing right over the top. That's a great sign. H-bar's over the top now. So, like, even at the 200 days on a lot of these, they got over and they ended up just popping. You know, ZBCN, you can argue, is just in a different part. And it just, the list goes on. You go to different ones, like IOTA, it's still building up. So you can see how far under that still is compared to others. Algo's now coming up to the 200. But it doesn't seem like the 200 is going to hold us. It seems like we are bona fide broken out now. We got past 70% of the move, and we're ready to go. You know, we're ready to make some moves here. But I got to get going, guys. I really do. I told Julie I'd be in there, and it's been over an hour. I feel bad because I was supposed to be in there like 10 minutes ago. Frankie Fresh, thank you for the $4.99 donation. Says, thanks, Tom, for all your dedication and wisdom. You've taught me so much in such a short period of time. Tom's Army rocks. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. And thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor. Torrent says, can you look at SHX, please, and the $1.99 donation. And Joseph sent a $10 donation and said, thank you. And also being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor. SHX is on, I believe, XLM Stellar's blockchain. Stronghold. I don't know, I could be wrong. I always mix it up with something else. I used to cover this all the time. That's an all-time almost cup and handle there. Oh yeah, this looks fantastic. This looks like it's getting ready to... This is another golden cross here, back-tested. This looks just like where IOTA was at today. This looks great. Now it could fall through, obviously, but if it plays true, you got a beautiful short-term target here. What is that? 1.32 cents, and I do have to go, but if this plays true, and you would know, it would get invalidated if it comes below at 108, but more preferably, if it comes below 1.1, that's a problem. You don't really want it to lose that. But from where it's at, that's 14% on this next short kick. But yeah, that big time pattern set up here. And strongholds know to move like hundreds of percent at a time when it does move, so let's see. We were going to do another live tonight. I ran out to cut the grass thinking I had time. I tried to find. I tried. I didn't even know if I was going to do another one. I wanted to, and I'm glad that we were able to. XRP right now, though, as I walk out, the biggest thing right now, let's see the smaller time frames. Because you're always going to have correction. Man, it is bona fide breaking out here, though, even in the month, and that is a great thing to see. The daily is going to be absolutely spectacular if it closes right here. We could just have a series of days where we just keep building. The 4-hourly still building volume. I don't feel bad about any of this right now. We'll just see how it reacts at 252. That's the support right now. If it falls through, we got 248 at the micro support. And then if it holds 252, we've got the 261 target. And then the 265 pivot point. Have a blessed night, everybody.